So today I had lunch with a friend I hadn't seen in a while, and you know, it took some time to coordinate our calendars. We had both just been in it, mom life, work life, all the things. And so as we were catching up, it was so good just to like be together and eat some yummy food. And we started sharing, what's been going on in our lives. And I noticed something interesting and kind of frustrating, honestly, that as I'm telling her about like the usual chaos at home, the back to school scramble, the dynamics of a blended family, some healthier stuff that I have going on that we've been moving through, and I started talking about work and how my practice is growing and I've been hiring some people and just the ups and downs that come with like leading a team and running a business. And then, I'm sharing about the Burnout to Balance. We're getting ready to launch the 8-week program again this fall. I got a couple self-paced courses coming up that I'm really excited about. And so, she, of course, being the incredible friend that she is just has so much love and support and encouragement. The personal side, she's like, wow, that sounds like a lot. How are you doing? The business side, she's like, I'm so excited. I'm so proud of you. And I noticed as she's doing that, I just like shrunk it all down, made it feel really small, like the home stuff. I'm like, yeah, I was saying things like, it's fine, we're getting through. Or, I threw in a little sarcasm or humor to deflect, to keep it light. Let's not linger here too long and ruin the lunch. And then the business stuff, even though I am excited, I caught myself saying things like, yeah, it's going well, I guess. We'll see what happens. And just like brushing it off. And in the moment, I could feel that and hear myself doing it. And so it was frustrating, like watching myself just make everything small, minimizing the hard stuff, downplaying the good stuff. Like I didn't want to take up too much space or something in the conversation. And so I decided to get curious and, kind of ask myself, like, why do we do this? Why was I doing this? Why do so many of us, especially moms and women, make ourselves small? Why do we dim, our light in the middle of joy, or brush off the pain when we're struggling? It's like we have this deep discomfort with being fully seen and with celebrating ourselves and being vulnerable about what's hard. As I'm a therapist and a coach, and I still do this. I know it's not about knowing better. It's just ingrained. It's our programming. So after that lunch, I decided to pause and take a breath and just get curious, instead of spiraling into self-criticism. Let's be real. I could have gone there. I heard that voice in there, but I got curious and I asked myself, what am I afraid might happen if I just say the truth out loud? What am I afraid of? If I just say, yeah, it is heavy right now. That shit sucks right now. Or to say like, yeah, I'm so excited. I'm proud of what we have, going on with the Burnout to Balance space. What would happen if I just smiled big when I talked about my business wins, or even if I like teared up a little bit when I talked about how heavy the load is. Why do I need to feel? Why do I feel the need to just kind of tuck it all in? I don't have all the answers yet. I do know that it is something I want to keep noticing. Notice the smallness, notice what I'm minimizing, notice that voice, in there when I'm uncomfortable receiving support or celebrating out loud. I don't want to keep shrinking in the spotlight, and I don't want other moms and women to do that either. It's okay to ask for support, and it's okay to celebrate the wins. So, if you are like me and you notice yourself brushing things off or making things small and hiding your real emotions, then can I just gently invite you to notice that too? Just notice, get curious, and that's where we can find some healing and growth in our lives. You're allowed to take up space. You're allowed to be proud and overwhelmed and messy and joyful all at once.